It's gonna be a mess.
Right? That little tidbit was in the report.
Wait. Let me ask my 8-ball.
Yes, that topic. But first we are. Okay. So when we talk numbers, correct. Let's get into that. Let me find out. All right, welcome Three Birds to episode 24 of Three Birds and a Punt. It's going to be a great show. It is entitled, Can Jalen Hurts Be QB1 or Nah? Me and John are going to get into a great debate on the merits of that topic. But first, the Three Birds are happy to welcome Kelly Green. She'll be on with us momentarily. Host of the Kelly Green Show. You can find her podcast on Apple. You can also follow her on Twitter at football_Kelly. So she'll be on with us in about, I say, like 5-6 minutes. We're just going to quickly talk real quick about this whole Giants thing. Okay, we were going to talk about something else, but I peeped that on Twitter today, and I just had to ask y'all, how do you feel about this whole Giants seeming to have this rivalry with us for some reason? Like they want to play us week 1. What the hell is that all about?
Wait. Let me ask my 8-ball real quick. Hold up.
Okay. Yes. Ask
Magic 8-ball.
I'm confused.
Magic 8-ball. The Giants think they can whip the Eagles' ass and they really want to play us because of Devontae Smith. Do you think they would beat us? I'm about to ask. Hold up. Sign says, fuck no.
No. Okay. I agree.
But I seen it today, man. I was like, yo, these dudes is really tripping, yo. They are really pissed off about this Devontae Smith thing, and it's like it's crazy. Mm-hmm. It don't make any sense to me. Like, so bring it on, man. I'm all for it. Let's get it.
What do you think, John?
I'm all for it too. Hey. we made we got stronger, made one of our arch rivals weaker. They can't, you know what? It really honestly stems from week 17 with us.
Yeah, that's where that comes from.
Yeah. Yeah. No. They thought they had a chance. For some reason, in their minds, they thought they had a chance at the playoffs, and they were butthurt that we, tank the game so that we could get the points. Yeah, because nobody's thinking about the Giants. Okay, that's my take on it. Nobody's thinking about you. You were the stepsister screaming into the void, hoping to get noticed, and no one really cares. Like, how'd you even get as many Super Bowls? We really don't know.
And I live in the New Jersey, New York metro area at the moment, and have for a few years, and the Giants fans can't even say anything to me because the Eagles were 36-4 the last 10 years.
Damn. Yeah. That's a terrible stat. Say it again, John. What's that number?
What was it? What did I say? 36-4. 36-4.
Damn. But keep in mind, though, they made their team. They put together their team based on just to beat the fucking Eagles.
Yeah.
Trust me. And they take a lot of former Eagles on too.
Yeah, like I'm here to tell y'all right now. That's why they got Galladay and they got all them other weapons. Saquon is back. Oh, I can't wait to see Saquon and Booby get it in, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh-wee. That's gonna be sweet. Straight up. But I'm ready for it. Let's get it popping.
Right. I'm interested in the rivalry, but only in the sense of like, we whoop your ass so much. I just want another chance to show you who's your daddy. You know what I mean? Like you need to relax. You had a good quarterback. Eli Manning was okay. Daniel Jones is okay, I guess. Whatever.
Militos.
What'd you say, John?
Militos.
Exactly. Correct. Just even. Just bland as fuck. I don't know. Maybe that works in New York. I thought it's supposed to be like all glitz and glamour, but I guess we'll leave that to the Jets, and then the Giants will just be like humdrum, right? Because that's how I feel.
Yeah.
The Giants had the star power, but the Jets had the appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're gonna see.
I agree. So before she comes on, I just quickly, do we have time to talk Sixers?
Ooh,
All right, she's on.
I'm ready.
All right. Well, we are ready and welcoming to Kelly Green of the Kelly Green Show. Hi, Kelly.
Can she hear us? Kelly,
Hey,
can you
guys.
hear? There she
Hey,
go.
Kelly, how you doing?
Welcome.
Sorry.
How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
We are
Doing
here.
good.
Great.
Having a good day as an Eagles fan. How about you?
Living the dream, loving the Giants tears, just
Right? We were
living
just
my
having a
best
conversation
life.
on that.
We was just talking about that, just like no more than maybe 7 seconds ago.
Correct.
Literally.
It's the
Give us
talk
your
around
quick
town.
take on it. How do you feel about that whole supposed rivalry they're trying to start?
I think it's hilarious that their official account posted that they won at the Eagles game, first game of the season. I would love to see that happen because I think that traditionally we always play the Washington football team and they play the Cowboys, and that's kind of played out. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's have some interesting opening season games and get this whole thing started. And if it, is gonna be any other time in the season, then we'll have more chemistry probably with our new young guys. But if they want it early, let's do it. I'm not opposed to starting the season off with a win.
I love it. Hell yeah. So look, let's get straight into it because I want to pick your brain because I don't know if you remember, I kept telling everybody grab Devontae Smith. You kept saying go defense. Afua was saying go defense.
Yep.
John, I kept saying Devontae Smith, right? I kept saying he was going to come here. So how do you feel about number 6 finally being in midnight green?
I was shocked how the board went early. I thought that Fields would have been off the board. I thought potentially Mac Jones would go earlier. So I was thinking that we would have a chance at one of the top cornerbacks, Surtain or Horn, and both of them went right before the Cowboys picked, which they probably would have been targeting at 10 if not. So we probably would have missed out on the cornerbacks regardless if we stayed at 12. But I loved that we were aggressive. We didn't let the board just fall as it did. We got an offensive weapon, a complete game changer in Devontae Smith, and I'm glad that we moved up, even if it was working with the enemy and the Cowboys to get him away from the Giants, because the trade up doesn't only help us get him on our team, it helps us not have him against us twice a year.
Yes.
So it's a beautiful thing that it worked out for us, and I'm very glad that Jalen Hurts will have early chemistry with a guy that he already knows pretty well, and I'm excited to see what they do.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. I have to admit, though, on the show, this was probably my first time that I thanked the Cowboys organization in my lifetime.
First and last.
Yeah, that'll never happen again. So
I am sad that we didn't get a cornerback earlier than we did, but ultimately, I think it was a solid draft, and I think we're building the trenches up a little bit because we're a little older on both fronts. So my one knock on the draft as a whole was not getting a corner earlier than we did.
And honestly, that was my only point of emphasis too. We had such a key point that we were going to get either Surtain or Horn, and then when that didn't happen, we didn't address it again until the 4th round. So to me, it was like a sort of 180 to kind of go, okay, we need an impact player to start immediately, and then okay, now let's go back to our philosophy of building through the trenches. To that point, how did you overall? What other player outside of Smith do you feel like will be able to make an immediate impact in our draft class? It seemed like we picked up a lot of depth players, a lot of players that might take some time to develop.
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know if anybody's going to be an immediate impact like Smith will be out of the other guys that we took. Landon Dickerson, everybody seems to be suggesting that he'll start pretty early on, but from what I've seen, it doesn't sound like he's going to be ready by then. So If he's able to return from his rehab from the ACL injury and beat out Sayamalu maybe for the left guard position, then maybe there's a chance that he'll be out there. But I don't know if the recovery, the rehab, and all of that will allow him to really get a front and center spot on the O-line. If, according to like a lot of people, like there's no other injuries, you know?
Yeah. The injury concern is real.
Yeah. So I think it's good to have the depth, of course. And I like that we were in the mindset of best player available, and they really liked him as, you know, a staple for the long term. But when you look at the needs as far as the roster was concerned, I thought we maybe took him a little earlier than I would have expected us to take an interior O lineman. But, you know, Jason Kelsey isn't getting any younger. So if it's just like a reality check to me, I guess that's one thing. But Milton, what's his name? Milton Williams?
Yeah, Milton Williams.
Everything that I see about this kid from Louisiana Tech is really interesting. I mean, he looks like a real potential rotational player on that D-line. But we still don't really have a full picture of what Jonathan Gannon's defense is going to look like. I mean, we know he's probably going to go with a Zimmer-esque scheme. But I'm curious. I mean, I think a lot of people are thinking still in terms of what Jim Schwartz's defense looked like. So it's, I guess, too soon to say what any of those guys in the later rounds will do. But I do think Kenny Gainwell is a very interesting prospect, and it only helps him to have Fletcher Cox as a cousin, because he's gonna get established real fast in Philly. And I think that that's really an intriguing pick, because he was the only offensive player we took outside of day 1 or day 2. He was the only one that we took in day 3. So he really has a chance to be the Himes. Everybody's talking about like what his fit would be in the backfield. He could be the receiving back behind whoever is the RB2, assuming there's going to be a little bit of a fight to be the RB2 behind Miles Sanders. So could be interesting. I think that these guys are going to come in and probably not be starters immediately, which we were really hoping that we would get 2 or 3 starters from this class. But when you look at it, probably not. But again, if health is able to stay substantially better than it was last year, maybe we don't need them to start right away. Maybe we can pick up a cornerback in free agency or in a trade. You never know who's going to become available that we can bring in as the CB2. That's just the biggest glaring need that I still see on the roster.
Agreed.
So,
100%.
I definitely like what they've done. I think it was very much for the long term and not for the short term. They didn't try to go super aggressive. They didn't make any super splashy decisions, but ultimately I think that was a smart move. But we'll see if that translates onto the field.
Yeah, speaking of Kenny Gainwell, I was telling like a couple of friends of mine actually earlier today, he's going to be, in my eyes, if everything works out the way that I'm expecting it to, because you know he's great at catching the ball, he's going to be another Westbrook. Okay. If you think about it, you got him and Booby together. Now, I don't know if they're going to carry 4 running backs. I mean, God forbids, you know, that. I don't know. I don't want them to, but then again, I do, because I'm a Jordan Howard fan. A lot of people don't like Jordan Howard, but I do. For, you know, I just know what he can do. You get him and Booby together, and you get KJ and Jordan Howard together. Corey Clement and the rest of them guys is out of here. So I don't see them guys even making the team. But Gainwell, like you said, I think he's going to be something to definitely look forward to. What you think, John?
Gainwell was one of my favorite college players going forward, but how would you grade Howie's draft?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know if I like grading. Like, I hate the grading system for a draft just because I feel like it's so short-sighted.
Mhm.
And like, you didn't probably love like taking Jason Kelsey in the 6th round a few years ago. It looks like a steal now. You know, like when you look at like picks like Lane Johnson, we took him, I think, 4th overall, and he was like the only one left from his class still on his same team that he was like that was drafted out of that 1st round. So like there are smart decisions, and I understand that it wasn't the sexiest thing to take like an offensive lineman in the 2nd round when we had so many other needs. But who's to say right now that wasn't a smart decision? I don't love the injury history for him, but ultimately, you know, it sounds like a lot of people have very high praise for him as a player and his work ethic. So if he's able to stay healthy, and of course that feels like such a thing
that's a big bold bet when you talk about Eagles players.
Yeah, like I don't want to say that about a rookie. Like I want him to be like fresh, you know, like coming out like young and ready to go. But you know, he sounds like he's like very hungry, he wants to prove himself. And, you know, if we've learned anything over the course of time, we need people who can handle the Philadelphia criticism in this league. And some people are not cut out for that pressure. And I am pretty confident that anybody coming out of Tuscaloosa can handle it.
Yeah, that's true.
So we took 2 back-to-back high. So I guess that's good.
All right, so last question, and you might don't even want to answer this because I don't know if you superstitious or not, but I'm pretty sure you.
I'm pretty superstitious. Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta ask you though. So I don't know if you listen to WIP or the Fanatic. I'm pretty sure you do, but they was talking about how many yards you think, receiving yards, that Devontae Smith gonna have in the upcoming season. With Jalen Hurts as the quarterback. Okay. You know, it's a lot of people out here who don't believe in that man, but
I do.
But we gonna see.
Just a few of us.
So I wanted to get your opinion on, do you think that he'll crack, you know, the 1K?
Yeah, I think he will. I think Dallas Goedert's going to break out and open up the middle of the field, make people stay honest on the outside. And I think people will underrate Rager. And he will get a lot of single coverage because of Rager's speed. So Smith will be able to be the dynamic player that we know he is. Maybe he'll get more pressure in the second half of the year when people start seeing what he can do. But ultimately, you can't guard Devontae Smith. We've seen a lot of teams try to put their best on him, and it doesn't work out for them. So when you see what he did in that national championship game, there's nothing you can put a cap on that kid. He's incredible.
I just posted a video of him on my Twitter page, Kelly. If you can check it out, you'll definitely like it. It was a video of him supposedly pulled the bin in 2016, and he's going against veteran DBs, and he's breaking their ankles. Now it says that now he's practicing on the Saints field, so I'm guessing they Saints players. I'm not sure, but take a look for yourself. Like, and you can hear one guy saying you may need to bring somebody else out here to cover this dude because nobody. So
I'm especially high on him after his interview with Chris Long on his podcast when they asked him who he thought was going to be the better reunion from college, Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow or Jalen Waddle and Tua, and he said me and Jalen.
I love it.
I love the energy.
Yeah, like give me that all day. Like I don't want to hear you complain about Philly fans being too much. Like just go out there, believe in yourself, and we'll follow suit. Like if you believe in yourself, don't question yourself. We will buy in.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Well, Thank you so much, Kelly, for coming on and speaking on the draft. Please make sure, Three Birds, you follow Kelly at the Kelly Green Show, which is on Apple Podcasts. You can also follow her on Twitter at @football_Kelly. She is a great follow. She knows her stuff.
Thank you guys for having me. It was a pleasure talking to you.
You too. Thank you so much.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, that was Kelly Green. She had some really good things to say on the draft, and I agree with her perspective for the most part. I agree too. Like, I think I talk about this on this pod all the time. I'm looking at that corner 2 spot, and I'm asking who we gonna have out there. So it'll be interesting to see, and I really want to know about Jonathan Gannon's scheme. I think we'll talk about what we've heard as far as changes to the defensive scheme later, but. Right now, we're going to get to the centerpiece of the show, the headline of the show. Okay, me and John, I've been waiting about this all day. I even posted on Twitter trying to see what the common people have to say about Jalen Hurts. Okay, your boy John. And look at him. I saw him flipping pages. He's like, I'm putting that work in. All right, if y'all need to be watching the YouTube, anybody who is listening to the podcast, watch the YouTube because John definitely brought some papers out. He's about to school my ass. He thinks. All right. Let's get to it, okay? Is Jalen Hurts QB1 or nah? Talk to me, John. What do you think? You be the ref with.
I will. I'm all. Look, I'm here for it. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it. Tell me. Let's go. Convince me.
We all know the great, wonderful former coach of the Colts and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tony Dungy, right? Tony Dungy wrote a book about quiet strength and like the principles he follows and things like that. And that's what this kid exemplifies. Every stage that he's played football and performed, he's done it at a high level. And the players, he makes players better. He went into this season getting reps here and there, but it wasn't until week 13 that he actually saw significant playing time against Green Bay. The following week was his coming out party, so to speak.
You mean against the Saints?
That was the Saints game. This guy.
That's the one game y'all all point to. Y'all go talk about the Saints game. Go ahead. Talk about the Saints game.
His second start. He didn't get starter reps all year. His second start. 167 yards passing, 106 rushing, and a touchdown. And we win on Sunday Night Football against the Saints.
Defense said that.
The vaunted defense.
You got a point there, Afua.
I mean,
14.
It was a big game. I will give you that, John. It was a big game. It was a big moment. He answered the call, but we can also say, right, the Saints defense had no tape on this kid. Okay, he was absolutely dynamic in the first half, and then what happened in the second half, John?
We won.
Okay, well, that's true. What about the other games? What happened in the second half of the other games?
Week 14 against Arizona.
Yes, okay.
Arizona runs a 3-4 defense, which means their outside linebackers, one has responsibility for pass coverage, the other one goes to the quarterback. They ran the Cardinals defense runs a very tough defense to read. And this is still he barely had starter reps at all. He went into this game. He passed for it. The first half, he was amazing. He ended up passing for 338 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had 63 yards rushing, and he had another rushing touchdown. So
he's got mobility. I'll give you that. He's got mobility.
With some facts,
102.3 passer.
Oh yeah, I'm listening.
He finished with 102.3 passer rating. Even in loss,
Mm-hmm.
Defense couldn't make it stop.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He kept us in the game. He never hung his hat. Even after that interception he threw, then didn't hang his hat. I think he lost the fumble, but we recovered. Week 15, playing in Dallas, 342 yards.
Damn.
Touchdown.
Preach.
Touchdown, 2 interceptions. 9 carries for 69 yards. The 2 picks and a fumble killed us in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And that game, we never, anytime we made progress in that game, he got sacked or he held the ball slightly too long. The separation in the other receivers on third down, they're dropping. If there's no separation, you're like, oh shoot, he got sacked. I mean,
that was the game that listen, I have seen my concerns out of Jalen, but that was the game that exposed to me what are my genuine long-term concerns. But you could call it rookie. I'm trying to be as fair to you as possible in this case and call it rookie jitters. But I mean, honestly,
342
you
yards.
You need to beat the Cowboys.
342 yards though.
Okay, but 2 picks. A fumble, and then tell me what his overall completion rating was, John.
Don't matter.
Okay. So when we talk numbers, we like to hear 300 this. 2 touchdowns, yeah. But he had a 54% completion rating. Yes, he fumbled the ball 9 times. Is that really what we want to see out of a quarterback? How many reads?
He was running for his life.
Did he miss?
Have to admit.
So let me jump in here as the referee. Let me jump in here as the referee because I'm loving this. So is it fair to say that the O-line was diminished, Afua? That's why he was running for his life?
Okay. Let me ask you a question.
Your Honor.
Okay. Let me rebuttal that to you. Is that a credible excuse for him and not a credible excuse for the quarterback that was benched, right? Because Carson had the same line, was running and doing the same types of hero bullshit, but he just did not have Jalen's mobility. Because realistically, what you guys are saying is the line was bad, but he was able to offset it.
But Carson had how many games before that though? He had more games than Jalen to prove it, and he didn't.
He did.
But in the sense of this whole season, the O-line was bad from day one, from game one. How many games? Let's be honest. Think back to how it is historically. How many games do we win with or without Lane Johnson? Like, I think we're 11-2 with him. Like we lose games when Lane Johnson does not play. Lane Johnson didn't play the first game. That was literally a cascade. Miles Sanders didn't play the first game. They thought the Washington football team was going to be a gimme, and that's how you felt that game was. Yeah. But then they crawled their way back, and we in the entire season had that entire effect. Now, I'm not saying that Jalen didn't have to do what he needed to do behind a makeshift line. I agree with you. The line was terrible. I'm just saying it's interesting how we give certain valid excuses to certain players and how we say, nah, fuck that shit. You should still be. And if I'm the coach, okay, I'm Coach Sirianni. I'm looking at Jalen. I'm saying it's great. Oh my gosh, wow, Jalen, you ran and you got 50 yards down the field. Great. But you missed the read. He was open. If you had just stayed in the pocket, yes, the line is bad. But if you just stayed in the pocket, just a little bit more. And he does that often, where he feels a little bit pressure, he drops his eyes, and because he's so athletic, he just escapes. And that's fine. That's entertaining. But it also gets you hurt. And for the long period of time, that's not what the coach wants. The coach wants you to hit the read. Go through your progressions. That's my other point of emphasis that I have with him, John. You like stats. I'm wondering, and I'm not trying to. Say it again, John.
It's hard when the receivers ain't separating.
This is true. We can blame a lot of it on coaching, right? Because Doug did not do this team any favors with these isolated routes, these two route combos, these long developing things with a bad O-line. I hope Nick Sirianni has more creativity to maximize the skill set of his players, right?
Guys, look at that Colts offense.
Right. I agree. I definitely expect this offense to be humming at a faster rate, no matter what the quarterback we're having. At the same time, when it comes to Jalen, can he execute the I like his fade. I like his touch. Can he execute the timing routes? Can he go through to his second progression when his first read is covered? Those are the questions we still don't have answered. And when we saw it on the field, the answer was no.
I don't agree with that. Not. Okay,
I thought you were supposed to be the ref.
I am the ref. You know what? I'm
You're
the ref.
And you don't agree. That's biased. I'm like, what am I gonna do?
I'm the ref. Go ahead. You right. I love her, yo.
No. You already let me know what the deal was. No. All right, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I can't.
How's the judge gonna jump in?
I'm sorry, but go ahead, John. Speak your piece.
Yeah. John can fight for himself, Whip.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut it up. Go ahead, John. Come on. He want to cheer up and everything.
Let's go.
Now we're gonna throw out week 16 against the Giants because we all know it was some fugazi stuff going on.
Okay.
Jalen had the fourth longest touchdown pass of the year, 81 yards. I think that Cardinals game showed you that the highest where his ceiling is. He's approaching it. You know what I mean? He has all the makings of a star quarterback. They're going to build an offense around him. We got a stable running backs now to just feast on teams because that's when we were at our strength. Running the ball. It starts in the line and running the ball.
They better use him.
Sirianni with his offense. I already know what kind of offense he's going to run. It's going to be a vertical zone. Not much different than ours, but more functionality with the receivers.
I feel like.
And the reads will be easier. The reads will be a lot easier. So we won't have to worry about Jalen getting confused. He's gonna know my backside is running a post, my underneath is running a slide route. He's gonna know. And the fact that the guys rally to him, that's the biggest thing. Like, and I love Carson, and I loved how like things were in the past. Jalen has that too. Jalen has something about him that his teammates like gravitate to, and he's such a humble guy. Everywhere he's been a winner. I have faith in him. Like you don't get nominated for the Heisman on two different teams if you're not special. I think he has all the makings of a good quarterback, and it's going to start this year. We have a tough schedule, but.
I would agree with you on the intangibles, right? The character is great. The passion is great. He seems to want to work. He wants to work to be better. And I love that, you definitely don't see a mentality where he's skating or feels like he's there yet. He really wants to work for what he has. And I am hopeful that this coaching staff can get more out of him than the previous staff is able to, because I don't think they were able to utilize him appropriately. Still, my concerns, I think, are pretty valid. And I do think that even if you go with and you say and I agree with you on all the intangibles, I agree with you on all the character, and I still want to see how he's going to translate that to the field over a period of 16 games. Because I told Whip, I've been saving this little tidbit for a while, but I think the Three Birds fans and the rest of the Eagles Twitter Eagles world needs to know. Okay. John talks about a floor and a ceiling of Jalen Hurts' potential. To me, okay, his ceiling, okay, is if he can last 16 games with the style of play that he has, which is a sort of first read, then take off type of mentality. That's his ceiling. Lasted 16 games. His floor, okay, is we get 4 games of magic out of him, and then by like 5th, 6th game, the league has figured him out. We're cursing his name. He gets all jittery, so he's playing more hero ball, and then he gets hurt. That's his floor.
Wow.
Had to let y'all know how I'm feeling.
You in extension level event? I was like, oh,
had to. I'm sorry. Y'all just needed to know. I was waiting for a moment to drop it on the fans.
Now as the official of this Jalen Hurts battle right here. You gotta know them Jalen Hurts fans are gonna come at your neck.
So, I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's play. Right. I thrive on chaos. I choose violence every morning. Don't worry about it.
So John, that's all you got, bro? Because I mean, she hitting you with, I mean, y'all hitting each other both with facts, but at the same time, she giving you them Tyson blows, dog.
I mean, he threw for 3,200 yards, 32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. His senior year at Oklahoma was a runner-up for the Heisman. He's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
He came out of that Cardinals game. I don't care what you say. Like he's going to be good. He needs protection up front. I pound the table because
yes, you did. I see that.
He's going to be a top 15 quarterback this year.
Ooh.
Bold words. God. All right. John is putting it down. Ooh. He is laying down his marker that Jalen Hurts is going to prove the critics, me being one of them, wrong. And you know what? I want to be wrong. You don't worry, Eagles fans. I like to be told something different. If it is indeed different, because I do want the kid to genuinely succeed. I just want us to temper our expectations. We are so ready for this kid to take over, and we're watching all his Twitter video, we're watching all his videos, we're watching all these things happen, and we're really just like so caught up, and I love it. However, what has he realistically shown to on the field over a period of 16 games? 4 games is not enough for me to be putting the level of expectations certain players have placed on him, but at the same time, we need to know if he's a franchise quarterback.
McNabb went through the same thing.
I don't know.
He did actually, to a T, just different rounds.
But in the sense, right?
You
always knew that Donovan McNabb, that you knew that Doug Peterson was a placeover and Donovan McNabb was going to come in eventually and take over and be the franchise starter. That was the case. Jalen was drafted to be a quality backup with starter potential. So if the Eagles end up getting him to play at a starter or franchise level, that's a net plus, that's a win for them. But it's not what they expected. You understand what I'm saying? So I really want us to be mindful of those things when we're trying to put him at the top echelon and call him a top 15 quarterback.
Well, wait a minute. In all fairness, he did make the franchise quarterback bitch out and leave.
As we say, hey, that's personal. That's not on the field. And I get it. Personality wise, you want to say you like Jalen personality wise better than Carson? Fine. You're not going to hear no argument from me. I'm not going to kill you over it. But when it comes to what's on the field, and that's the fuck I care about, because on Sunday, I'm not going to be thinking to myself, oh, Jalen, you're such a nice guy. I can't believe how welcoming you are to your teammates. No, I'm going to be like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? The read was there. So I rest my case.
Damn. Yeah. Any last remarks, John? Because he up here thinking hard.
Even factor this in. We have a guy that's known Jalen Hurts all his life as his quarterback's coach.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You have Sirianni, who came from Frank Wright coaching tree. The offense is going to be popping. Like the offense is going to be loved and mitigated with the run game. I think Jalen's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen's going to be good.
Just don't get hurt.
He's going to be smarter.
That's all I ask. That's
So-
all
so-
I ask, bro.
Get down,
I have
get down.
every time I see him, I have Mike Vick pictures in my mind, bro. Just don't get hurt.
So okay. So as the mediator, is it fair to say what about Kyle Murray? What about Russell Wilson?
Yep.
All of those other quarterbacks. I mean, because they play just like he do. They didn't get hurt.
Okay. Well, Russell Wilson is
Mhm.
special. Okay.
True.
And his ability to not get hurt, especially with that O-line, because he's had a terrible O-line situation, is special. Okay. I have to be realistic to Philadelphia. Realistically, in Philly, how often do our quarterbacks play 16 games? Realistically, it hasn't happened. It has happened like I can count on the number on my hand in the last 10 years. We've had quarterbacks play a full 16-game season. So, and that's with none of them not really having the same type of dynamic running style Jalen does.
Mhm.
So that's only what I'm thinking about, our historical pattern of how we kind of wear and tear our quarterbacks, and that is playing directly into his style of play. As far as Kyler Murray goes, I don't personally think Kyler Murray's that good. I'm gonna be honest. I think he has a
You
great
see John, he like, look.
The numbers don't lie.
The stats get padded all the time. Okay, let's be real. The tape tells the tale, and the stats will let you know that he has a great receivers, a great line. Okay, but you look at how he be throwing the ball sometimes, and that shit be like
sidearm.
You just be like, okay, Kyler.
Hey, but guess what? That little fucker make the thing work, man. They make it work. And I guess whether it's ugly, whether it's pretty, as long as we win, right? There you go.
That's true.
All right. Well, this was
I appreciated that debate with you, John. We gotta do it again sometime.
All right. Well, hold on. I'm the mediator here. Damn it.
Okay, we gonna get a grade. Let's get a grade.
All right. So it was a great debate. I have to give it to Afua, bro, because she came to you. You came with some straight stats, but you ain't had that. You got
I'm a heavyweight, bro. I come prepared.
But you did hit her with some shit, because you notice when you start talking some Carson Wentz. She shattered a little bit. She's shaking a little bit. But yeah, I give it to her. I mean, she came to play. But
yeah, you had me. Don't worry.
Yeah,
don't worry.
Wait till you see me next week. I got you, girl.
Oh, we gonna do it again. I will do anytime, any place, anywhere.
You know, I am
can set up a whole
it.
segment called Debate Afua, and I will choose violence on every topic.
I am built for the challenge.
Are you really? I don't know.
You know how I get down.
Listen. Okay, I've been on this earth. This is gonna be my 29th year on this earth. I am 29-0 when it comes to debates. Okay, your girl has never lost a debate.
Well, we're gonna see about that next week.
Just see.
But no, it was a great debate. I love it.
Let's get into our last segment of the night. So I think, are we doing Sixers chat, or are we talking about the coaching changes?
Let's talk some Sixers, man. I'm with it.
Let's talk some Sixers.
All right. Let's talk.
Yeah, I'm tired. I need a break. Y'all know I haven't been able to see the games. I need to go dust off my win. Let me know what's going to happen with the Sixers, guys.
Well, here's the thing. I want to talk about the Joel Embiid and the Joker MVP thing that's going on. Now, it's fair to say to some of my Sixer fans out there, I know y'all watching and listening. It's fair to say that Embiid was hurt and he missed games, but it's also fair to say that the dude came back like he ain't never missed no time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the committee got to be like, damn, this is going to be hard, yo, because Embiid is going out there like nothing happened. Mm-hmm. Now, don't get me wrong. Murray ain't there right now. He's out. And Joker's still balling. Yeah. All right. But not to be biased or just to be a Sixers fan, Embiid is playing better.
Yes.
Hands down. It's like this is going to be controversial. It is when y'all really think about it, because Embiid went on the Stephen A. Smith show. I don't know if y'all heard it, but Stephen A. asked him, do you think you should deserve the MVP? He said, no question. Yeah, I deserve it. I just think I'm the better player this year. And he ain't lying. It's the truth.
Not lying.
So, John, with that being said, now keep in mind, bro, we see what Joker doing over there in Denver. The dude is balling. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, not to be biased, like I just said, as an NBA fan, out of the two centers, who do you honestly believe should deserve the MVP title?
Joel. Look at he has an offense built to him, and the impact he's had in those 50 games he's played versus whatever Joker's played every game. I think Joel's impact is just like through the roof. Look at his scoring, the rebounds, getting to the line, the foul, he averages 12 foul shots a game, and he makes them at like a 90% clip. Like, that's crazy for a 7-foot center to be able to just pull up and hit 3 threes on you. That is an anomaly.
Yeah, but Joker do the same thing now, though. Joker
does the same thing, but Joel does it with like
touch.
You're like, ooh.
Yeah,
it's like
you do.
Right. And you would not think, I'm sorry, like I have to say, you would not think a 7-foot whatever man could be so light on his feet. The way he be Euro stepping in and kind of like kissing it, like he plays like he doesn't realize how big he is. Yep. But when he really wants to be big, he bodies up. Because I saw what he was doing to the kid the other night. Bodied that boy.
So I think it was it yesterday? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who did they play yesterday, John? Who did they play? It was
we played Pelicans.
Correct. Now, in all fairness, they didn't have Ingram and they didn't have Zion. So let's keep it real. But yesterday, I seen Joel Embiid impose his will on some dude. I don't know who it was.
I wasn't sure who it was. Like you
seen
him.
It? He just like this dude. He got him down in the post and just bodied him. Like, dude, you're like a piece of paper in my way.
Yes.
And I'm saying to myself, like, dude, Joel, this man has a family. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, he probably got kids or something. Don't embarrass this man like that. And I can almost guarantee you, man, his coaching staff and probably the players on the Pelican bench was looking at him like, dude, really, dude, like, come on, bro. Do something.
Oh, he's getting embarrassed in film room.
Yeah, like, but here's the thing, though. With fear, that happens to everybody that goes against them.
That is a very, very common experience when you up against JoJo.
Yeah, and that's what leads me to this conversation because it goes down. Don't get me wrong, Joker is balling too, but do he impact a game like Joel does?
No.
This is why I say. You can't just go in there as an NBA fan saying that Joker is going to win the MVP. I mean, yeah, because he ain't missed no games. That's understandable. But if you really want to go stat for stat, who impacts their team the most, who brings you that excitement 24/7, that dude JoJo ain't to be trifled with, man.
Yeah.
And like I said yesterday, like. I listen, I BS you not. I'm up here eating a chicken sandwich and I'm watching the replay because I turned it late. And I'm like, ooh, who the hell is that dude? Like, he has a family, bro. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I'm saying to myself, oh, man, I can't wait to talk to John about this, man. Yeah. This dude, listen, real rap. Who would ever had thought years ago when Hinkie did his little tanking, okay? When we had Noel and all of them cats back then. You remember the old Sixers regime? Who would ever think that when you waited for a guy who'd been injured as much as Embiid been, that this guy that comes from Kansas will be as dominant as he is. He is the best center in the NBA today.
Yeah.
It's untouchable. It was a time that people used to say AD was better or Boogie was better. Yeah, back then.
Yeah.
Not today.
Not today.
You can't tell me AD is better than JoJo. You can't tell me Boogie's is better than JoJo. Like I don't want to hear if there is a better center. The only one that can match up with JoJo right now is the guy he's in the MVP contention with.
Yeah.
And if they play straight up like they did before, can't touch him. So if I was the judge of Afua, get that man the damn the title. Give it to him. Straight up. And that's what I gotta say about that. So I don't know, John.
What do you think, John?
I love Joel, man. He's such a good dude, and he deserves it. He works hard. He's improved his stamina. I have a crazy stat for you. Over the last 7 games, they've won the last 7 games by 133 points, which is the largest margin of victory over 7 games ever in franchise history. So they were
not bad.
Even with that close game last night, they thrashed the Hawks the other night. Oh my goodness. They're just dominating. And this is what they needed to head towards the playoffs. With the playoffs coming up, you need some of those guys that aren't going to get minutes to get acclimated. So then when the playoffs come, they'll be fresh. They won't.
And as a Sixers fan such as yourself, you do have to admit they have to do better, or I should say Doc needs to do better. Doc needs to do better because once you have your foot on a team's neck, like the Sixers been doing to a lot of these teams, then towards the end of the game, they only win by 2. That's unacceptable, man. You like, listen, here's the thing. They didn't have their stars, guys. So just imagine if Ingram and Zion was playing. Like, let's keep it real. Okay, they probably wouldn't have won, or they probably would have won. We don't know. But if you lose by only 2 points to a depleted team like that, what's that saying about your coaching?
They're tired. The players are tired.
I don't want to hear that, man. No,
that's fatigue.
No.
That's fatigue.
I don't want to hear that because guess what? You can't tell that to diehard Sixer fans who pay their hard-earned money who come into.
Then they only have like 8 players.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Afua, they only had like 8 or 9 players on the team.
8 players, and DJ Augustine was hurt.
Yeah, and they look. You see the face you just made. That's why I was like, huh?
And
the Sixers did?
No,
the Pelicans.
The Pelicans. Kyra Lewis killed that second.
But that's what I'm saying, though. You see how you like, huh?
No, but I agree. I agree with Whip because when I watch some of these games and I was turning on and like John's going out, we're winning by such a huge number, and then you turn it on again in the 4th, and we got to go to overtime. Why? What happened? And I do think I agree that aggressive mentality it like burns hot and fast, but it's not sustainable. So I don't know what Doc has to do to kind of get them to stay, because you gotta imagine the NBA playoffs, NBA finals is all about sustainability. Yeah. You can burn hot and fast, and that'll maybe get you 1 or 2, maybe 3 wins, but it's not going to get you 4.
That's right.
So he has to figure out, how do I get them to that 4th game? Because they're going to be tired as fuck if this is burning them out playing these 1, game, 2 game, 3 game series.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so true. It's going to be interesting because we're 3 games ahead of the Nets and the Bucks, and the key is they hold on to that first seed, and they have a 90% chance of doing so. So that will give us home court advantage throughout the playoffs. That's the key, because us playing at home is so, like, we benefit the most out of any team playing at home. And I think we get one of Orlando and the Knicks. No, we get probably the easiest route to the Eastern Conference champions.
I agree with you 100%, but the problem is the regular season ain't the playoffs, but it's a whole different game because here's the thing. We get and I tell people you can have the number 1 seed all you want, man. That shit don't. I'm gonna be real with you. That shit don't mean nothing to me because guess what? Everybody in the NBA are professionals. Everybody. Yeah. And when the playoffs come around, the KD that you see now will not be the KD you see in the playoffs. And you will see the beard in the playoffs who has not been playing regular season right now. Recently,
and they're fresh. They're
fresh. So keep in mind, the Nets right now are the biggest threat in the East. It ain't the Sixers, bro. Okay, it's not. So don't get stuck up on that, Ben wanting the MVP shit. I mean, not the MVP, the defensive player of the year. That's understandable. But because guess what? When KD comes for you, he comes for you.
But he's Sherman tissue soft.
Okay.
Yeah.
They haven't played together. And Doc has Matt Burke, who's the coach of the Pacers.
Dude.
That defense is going to clamp them down.
Do you know who? Let me see now. Before we go, don't make me have a debate with you, sir.
I know. I think I might have to referee.
They're not even going to make it past. If they play the Celtics, the Nets play the Celtics. The Celtics, you got to watch out for them.
You know what, John? I'm just going to have to say you showed more passion for this conversation than you did for Jalen. So what does that say, my man? What?
Ooh, she hit you with a gunshot.
Just had to come back and just give you a little pat just to show you.
Ooh.
Jalen was an All-American both at
Alabama. No.
Ain't no coming back. It's over, bro.
And everywhere he's played, he's been the starter.
It's over, bro.
Everywhere he's played, he's been the starter. Just saying, that boy, he's gonna be good.
Wow. Dude, she got you with the Saturday sit down. Or should I say the Saturday smack her down?
Smack down. All right, y'all. As you see, we three birds get funny and crazy out here. But please, I agree with you both. JoJo should definitely be winning MVP, and we really do have to see if they have a playoff mentality. I'm still waiting to see the Sixers playoff mentality. Yeah, but that'll do it for the three birds. Please make sure that you are subscribing to our podcast. We are on Apple, Spotify, and Anchor for your audio listeners. And then if you love us visually, we are on YouTube, so make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel. You can follow us at 3 Birds and a Punt on Twitter and on Instagram. You can follow me personally at According to Afua, and you can follow my friends John and Whip. Let them know, guys.
I am at the great 3ST _.
I'm at John Monroe Jr.
John Monroe Jr.
You get that pose.
This has been the 3 Birds. We're out. Go Birds.
Go Birds.